Alright guys, welcome to this month's Decklist stream for Grand Prix Jacksonville. Guys, back me up here. This is awkward.
Hi,
I am True here for
I'm-
hopefully a while.
I am Aonganer.
Yeah, okay. Well, so anyways, do you want to talk about what changes happened this month? Because I don't think we got a monthly update video this month, so...
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure, let's do that.
Yeah.
So do you want to just go through the changes?
Yeah, just
I
quickly
think we
summarize.
should probably start with the most important one. I think the most important change being here that two most important changes. Heart of Zadina,
Yep.
which has appeared a lot in the similar past GPs, has been heavily nerfed and is likely no longer viable. It
But-
also doesn't add 1,000 mana.
I think it's still a good card, it's just not like broken.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not gonna have decks built around it anymore.
Yeah.
And the second change is that we also no longer have a colorless demonic tutor from graveyard and Harvest Reaper.
I brought up the Zev Enforcer on screen first. Let me grab the other thing.
I didn't know what you were going to say were the two biggest changes. I thought you were going to say Nebula or Mastery even.
I mean, like, Harvest Reaper literally topped the last GP, and Heart of Zadina was.
I mean, so did
constant
Dimensional
better.
Reshaper and Gilded Spyglass.
Okay, that is fair,
Okay.
but Harvest Reaper is the heaviest nerf to the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the Zev Enforcer, my personal card that I'm hurt by, because that means Blue-Red Prowess no longer is busted when it gets these Zev Enforcer draws.
Hey, now you have Plaxolotl, so if you ever want to do some Plaxy stuff in Blue-Red
What does
Flowers, you
Plaxolotl
can
do,
now,
yeah?
but I sadly think that the new Plaxy is too bad. Like, it's just too slow, in my opinion. Or it probably can and might see play. There's just not a home for it right now.
Yeah,
I
fair.
think it's fair as this.
Okay, we should probably actually get to the
Yeah.
decks. I mean, so those are the
Onto
three
that.
biggest changes. Basically, the top performers from last GP all got hit.
And Squirrel Calling got nuked.
Squirrel. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, that means
Bill Calling was using
Harry and
Heart of
Alryan
Zadina.
and Heart.
Yeah, Elryan has been banned. Yeah.
And I guess Sunrise Orchard.
All right. Anyways, let's actually get to the GP because I haven't looked at the decks yet, so I guess we'll just go through them one by one. So starting from top, Requiem is playing Seedborn Muse Temple.
White Temple. So okay, this is Amethyst's deck from last GP. I think it's kind of interesting because Requiem and I were testing the deck I'm on, and yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that deck. But you're testing that deck, and I needed a tempo deck, so I just copied Amethyst's list, and this deck like felt insanely good. And yeah, Amethyst kind of cooked with this. Glimmer etherizes Cane Dancer, Ancestral Council to do some really fun things. And other than that, you just have a lot of really good tempo cards. And Centered Acolyte is also insane.
I'm noticing Silvercrest Vanguard. Like, that card doesn't see that much play. Wait, why is there so many 1-ups in the deck?
I don't know, ask Amethyst.
Yeah, I should also mention that apart from the Cane Dance, the Glimmer Loops, the main driving force of the decks is the Sunrise lands, such as Sunrise River and Sunrise Prairie, which can untap during each other player's untap step at the cost of 1 life.
Cards are, obviously very good. And reflected in the name.
Amethyst did in fact I agree, Toasty.
I'm giving this 50 peppers. I'm the one who played this deck against Requiem, and this deck is awesome.
Wait, isn't this deck missing a moment in time?
Wait.
Yeah, it doesn't run a moment in time, right? Like, it's not running our new remand.
It's not.
Should this deck be running?
Should be. I don't know.
I guess the deck is probably outdated.
I think it should be, but it's from last month, so...
Okay, maybe they just didn't know about...
I think if there was a reason, it might have just been a reason not to play it. Who knows?
Yeah. Yes, if you find a reason. Amethyst or Requiem, if you're watching and there's a reason for that, then you just tell us like in the comments or like ping us or something. Anyways, also Oh, Amethyst. Okay, so Celsius is telling us that Amethyst said didn't need it. Okay, sure. Talked about it. Okay,
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, we'll also mention that this deck completely just dumpsters what I think is likely one of the other best decks in the
Which is our deck.
I'm running. Yeah.
Okay.
And me and Hervor, I think.
A lot of people running the
Yeah.
deck. Okay, maybe we should just talk about your deck first because just to get it over with. Then, if you're going to hint
It's
that much.
little well down. But...
Truth, I'll let you talk about it since you made it.
Okay, true.
Okay, I made the deck, shared it with a few people, but it is What Remains of Zera. Uses 2 copies of What Remains of Samuel Quinn, which can cast from graveyard and battlefield. It's an X spell that costs green, more to cast from the graveyard of battlefield. Enters with X on 1 counters, basically. Then it uses that in combination with card Zera, Scatterer of Seeds, which is a legendary Dryad, 0/1 for 1 mana. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters, untap all lands you control. So once you hit 7 mana, you will repeatedly play What Remains of Samuel Quinn from your battlefield and net mana each time.
So this is another Zera combo deck. Yeah, Zera combo decks have a pretty long storied history in this format, although they haven't seen much play recently.
Yeah, I think what really sets it apart from most other Zera combo decks is Tower Over the Sky, which is a revelation tutor, and it enables you to pull off the combo as a 1-card combo. Since for 3 mana, it searches up Zera, and then when you coalesce it, you can do X equals 0, search for What Remains, and get a 5/5, which untaps all your lands and sets you up for the combo.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about trying to build with a Zera plus Tower Over the Sky, but I just never got around to it because it you do need to solve a lot of problems when you're building that sort of deck.
Yeah. Also notably playing a Revelation package for Zera too.
Ooh, Fulfill Twisted Dreams. That's really cool. That's a lot of revelations.
Fulfill Twisted Dreams has been very good in our testing, at least. It nets mana usually both times once you get set up, and suddenly you have a 5/5. So I'd say kind of the idea of the deck is you can either combo super early and pretty consistently, or you can just bring out revelations and win super slowly. So there's a lot of versatility.
Okay, so you're also running Untouched Wild. So you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Rejuvenation. Okay, how do you pronounce it? Rejuvenation.
Yeah, it is originally based on Rejuve.
Because it even is similar in that it's a combo deck that has a ramp plan to just coalesce a bunch of revelations. Except I guess this one insta wins instead of just making 1,000,000 mana.
Yeah, well, you do make 1,000,000 mana and use that.
Technically doesn't insta win unless you have a way to get Autumnal Watch, because then you can draw your deck and win with the Extraction Mercenary. But if you don't have that, you need to actually you just make an infinitely big What Remains of Samuel Quinn, or play out a ton of Revelations and hope to get to your Autumnal Watch.
Yeah, this is actually
you have infinite mana.
This is actually a lot more compact than the infinite mana win con that Rejuvenationist was trying to rely on.
We really just have to run 2 since we want to be on Egg anyway. And Tower also anyway.
Yeah.
You guys.
So I just quickly go over the plans for different matchups there. There's the main plan against aggro, which is running 3 times Seep of Untouched Beauty, which is a 3/3 pretty early in this deck, and you can use Egg of Avarice to get it out. And it uses that and a functional 5 copies of Stand Unassailable, which is our 2 mana, gain 7 life, that can afford to both coalesce and play it out. And Tower Over the Sky is able to fetch both creatures and revelations. That makes Stand very usable.
Yep.
And against control, you mostly just want to rely on having a lot of different 2-for-1s, or in the case of Forgotten Aeons, 4-for-1, 5-for-1s.
So I noticed that you're only running 2 Untouched Wilds. Is there a reason for that? Are you not on? Are you not fully on an Untouched Wilds package like Rejuvenationist?
You just afford to run more of them, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't have enough deck space, and also like we're not on that many fetches. Like even in the most
Yeah.
recent game of testing I played just today, someone like the person playing the deck ran out of fetchables after playing
right.
in Untouched Wilds. It's very easy to
Yeah.
run out of fetchables in this deck.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
Rejuvenation
I'll mention
was
that
on
in
Shifting Land.
testing.
Yeah, Rejuvenationless
To
was
run
on
out of
Shifting Land, so
fetchables
that's
of
why
them.
it could run a bunch of Untouched Wilds, I guess.
yeah,
But yeah,
Yeah.
Shifting Lands.
But we want the
hard.
speed.
Mm.
For a combo deck, we need the speed.
Yeah,
And yeah.
I'm giving this 5 chili peppers. I'm playing it.
I agree. Yeah, 5 chili peppers. I really like what you've done here because it reminds me of one of my favorite decks. And if this deck survives the next GP, I think I might be running it. Like this might just be the new Ricky deck for me to run.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it probably won't survive though.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to survive. Like there's nothing that they can really hit. Oh, I guess they nerfed Samo Quinn to
Zero.
No, Zero's not going to
I'm
get nerfed.
expecting
That
Zero
means
now.
Zero's not
Trust
going
me.
to get nerfed. Trust. Like it's been a nerf for how many years at this point, and it's always been a constant presence. It's fine. It's not like it's going. It's not like we nerf cards that have been a format presence for like 5 years.
I guess.
Okay.
I wonder what cards do we see nerfed last patch?
I mean, to be fair, Heart has only been around for like 4 years, right, instead of 5 years or something.
But dude, Nebula Mastery.
Nebula has only been around for 3 years, I think, right? It came out in
Oh
2022.
wow! I thought it was
really?
older. Nebula seems like so core to MSEM. I was just honestly really surprised it got hit, but you know I'm also happy it got hit because I don't like that. I don't like Nebula.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, I think that's enough about your deck. So moving on, let's actually get back to
I
the.
might just add final note, but on the topic of like it being Reju inspired, it's mostly just like, hey, what if I could recreate that with Nitrous Renewer? Basically, my thought process when starting it, and I found the combo.
And yeah,
Yeah, and also Nitrous.
Egg of Avarice is also ridiculous.
Oh yeah, you're running 4 egg about. Oh yeah, this is also an egg deck. Holy crap! Yeah, that's a lot. Yep, that seems
Yeah.
that. I guess there's a lot to say about this deck, but enough about this deck. Let's move on. We don't want to take.
Yeah.
We don't want the stream to take forever.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up, we have Self-Mill.
Self-mill. Is this?
Yeah.
Oh, is this
It's
Souls?
also specifically like MV2 self mill kind of with the Breach the Lilies and More No
The
More
girl.
and the girl who went die.
Yeah, it's Girl Souls.
And then Let Out the Souls. Yeah.
Yeah.
All Souls.
Let me see if it's doing anything different from before. I mean, it's running More No More, which is interesting because we haven't seen that card.
More No More honestly seems pretty good. Like you get to do it twice.
I mean, I guess, but the problem is that like it's kind of hard to set up in a way because like you already have these. Wait, it's not running.
guess.
Is it not running the other Unearth spell? Is it not running Benediction? Is it? Okay, it's not running Mortal Benediction for
it's
some
not.
reason.
Mortal Benediction.
It's
not mana value 2.
yeah, but
Is it?
but Mortal Benediction
But it's
returns a
mana value
land.
3.
Like I feel like Mortal,
Hmm.
and they are running. Oh, they're not running Dragon's Eye Descendant. Okay, I see.
Yeah, there's no dead. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess like it's probably.
Well, DD is in the sideboard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, unassuming Swineherd is in the sideboard here.
I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you think that this deck should be on Mortal Benediction?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, fair.
I think it's fine to not be on Moral Benediction. I like this deck. I don't know whether to give it 4 or 5 chili peppers.
I mean, it's.
Let's go with
I'm
5.
going for. I think it's like an interesting build, but I've seen this being done and fail quite a few times.
My problem is I haven't seen these decks because I haven't been here for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think like a deck
I
like
guess I'll
this
give it
just
a
shows up
four.
every GP.
Celsi is saying in chat, More No More is like Benediction, but instead of drawing a land, it draws a second More No More. Yeah, I guess that's fair. It does.
I guess.
You do need to connect, but it's kind of easy to connect with all your small guys. So So maybe More.
I think More No More is really interesting.
Maybe More No
Also,
More actually.
notably, More No More.
Yep. So maybe the card does have a future
More no
after
more
it got
gets back,
nerfed.
it gets back girls, notably.
Oh,
So you
oh yeah,
can
true. Yeah.
return a girl to return another thing, and then you more no more you can just return another thing, and then you also get the girl who in that.
Okay, yeah, that actually seems really good. Yeah, I agree on that. So I'm also really happy that More No More is seeing
Yeah.
more play after it got nerfed, because it used to be able to return lands, and I really miss Egg Ramp. Like, Egg Ramp was such a fun deck. It's probably one of my favorite decks that I've played in MSEM. But enough reminiscing about Egg Ramp. Yeah, I'll give this deck 5 Chili Peppers because it's trying to make More No More happen again, and I really appreciate that. Maybe if because then that means I can actually if More No More actually sees play, then that means I can run decks that play More No More, which means I can use the promo art for it.
Wow.
Like I was really sad when More No More got nerfed because I really liked the promo art version, and I was
It's
afraid that
about
was never
me
going to
and
play.
against the
Yeah.
waves. I just promo it, then they immediately nerf it, and it's also my favorite card.
Well, at least you're Against the Waves is still
Never
I've
playable.
noticed a strange pattern with cards getting promoed. Then wonder if it's got anything to do with winning GPs
Egg Ramp didn't even win a GP.
No, I think
or getting high.
it's a grand conspiracy. It's a grand conspiracy where council is trying to hit the cards we like. Clearly.
Exactly.
Yeah, clearly there's no correlation between why we like a card and its balance in the format.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's move on to Crush Castles. They're still trying to make archives work. They're still trying to make
So
archive work.
Archive is really
Oh,
cool
this is fun.
with framing student. I like it, and it also gives you pretty the sanctums actually give pretty good card selection.
Yeah, I think that
It's
just
not
throwing away your fatigue
not
and
like-
sanctums is pretty smart.
it's not like wow it's not good. Like, you wouldn't play these on their own, but the upside of being able to put the fatigue in them is really good. And then you also can have incidental card selection.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so what is it actually trying to do here? It's funny in Retali, which is interesting. Wait, does Retali let you orchestrate fatigues for free?
Lets you orchestrate for free. Yeah.
Wow, that actually is, well, it does something. I'm not sure what it actually does, but it definitely does something. So what's your plan here? Like, you orchestrate a bunch of, I guess you can just orchestrate fatigues to like cast them for free, essentially.
Yeah, you orchestrate. I think the idea is you orchestrate a bunch of stuff, flip Retali, and then make it mana and win.
Yeah.
That seems a good plan.
And then it has Horizon Scion, which I guess is like their gutter snipe of choice, which is because it's only 2 mana, I guess.
I
But
think this is either a big improvement or a massive downgrade from the last time we saw an archive. Last time we saw a composition deck.
I think it's
Either way, I'm on board with it.
It's probably an upgrade because
I think
it can actually win now.
Yeah.
Laro study is also really interesting. How do you Laro study? I don't know how to say that, but yeah.
I think it's pronounced Laro.
It's Laro study.
Right? Dreek, do you know anything about pronunciation?
It's really interesting.
Mother. I know it's pronounced like mother.
I'm learning French, so and I still can't pronounce it.
I'm just going to call it Elves study.
Yeah. Quickly checking the sideboard, we've got Eldritch Egg, which is interesting. No idea what that's for.
I think Eldritch Egg is just a way to copy Retali's.
I think it's a way to copy Compose from Dreams.
Compose, right. Yeah, I guess that also works. I mean, it can copy Retali, it can copy Compose, it could copy an Arisen Scion so that, like, on a combo turn, you get to kill people with that.
So, I don't know how I didn't realize this, but Compose draws an extra card if you orchestrate.
Oh, yeah, it does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay, I think this deck is actually really cooking now.
This deck is cooking.
Okay, Ducky pains me in chat.
Have we been doing the rankings? I'm just going to put what remains in new white tempo at 8. I'm going to put that like the standard for decks to beat. Yeah.
I'll give this new deck from Crush Castles 5 Chili Peppers because I think Crush Castle is actually making something work out this time. Retali was there last time too. Okay, well, And Crush Casa is saying in chat that they didn't even realize that Compulsive Dreams synergize to orchestrate like that. Okay, and then you may draw. Okay, it's a May trigger, so at least it won't be a game rules violation if we didn't point it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to give it 5 chili peppers.
Yeah. And Ducky is congratulating me
Yeah.
because he says that I'm actually pronounced Leroy's study correctly. So I guess that's what we're supposed to pronounce.
Leroy.
Leroy.
Next up is a deck with many cards.
Oh, 100. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a disciple in this deck. This was my second choice to bring to GP.
It's Gal online right now. I really want them to come in and explain the deck for once.
I just at Gala and see if she's at.
Gallo. They changed their username or something? Because that Gal isn't giving me anything that I can recognize. Oh, never mind. I think they nicked them. That's
well, they're just called Post Cannon Girl now.
Oh, okay.
Post Cannon Girl.
There you go.
I think I will just mostly do some explaining here because she isn't here right now.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So basically, this is an unrivaled Fireweaver deck. Yeah.
Yep.
Let me try to find
As
that
you
card.
can see, by it being 100 cards, you mostly want to use Unrivaled Fireweaver as just really good removal with your Solar Flares.
Solar Flare. Where is it?
Sear Flash.
Sear Flash.
Third one down. Sear Flash.
Yeah, I see it.
Your Metal Munchers. Or you want to use it as an Imperial Siege tool, generally. And it's got a lot of other toolboxy uses. Yeah. Next up, we have, that's just the first layer. So next up, we have the layers for the pod angle, which is where I think this deck is best. Got selective breeding. It's a humans deck, so you will be selective breeding humans mostly.
I love saying that every time.
Yeah, but generally what you will do is you will play a third layer of shooters, Ancestral Council, which you can use, or a fourth layer shooter, Anran's Radical. You will generally use Anran's Radical or Ancestral Council, search out a selective reading, and you will use those to get yourself to 5 mana humans, such as Meteor Harbinger, which will deal 2 damage to each creature, or have each player sacrifice 2 lands. That's generally the main one. With Ancestral Council, you can also get what lurks beyond, which allows you to turn your Ancestral Council into a Fiery Truth Seeker, which flash backs what lurks beyond to turn itself into either a Kyoro or Meteor Harbinger, which we mentioned earlier, or a Growth Sculptor, or there's lots of options here. Another option is also with Oozing Yaoguai in your 4-mana slot, which will kill a creature, gain you 3 life, and you can flashback that effect with 5 mana. There's just a lot going on here.
Yeah, you know what? You know what I'm curious about? I wonder how the cards are sorted here, because they're definitely not in alphabetical order, and I'm having a lot of trouble finding cards as you talk about them, so that I can mouse over them.
Mana value, and then I think color order.
Oh wait, they're in mana value? Oh, okay. How did I not know this?
Mana value order.
Okay, that would make things a lot easier for me.
But not in the sideboard though.
They're not in color order. They're just in.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in mana value, then alphabetical. Not alphabetical.
Generally,
what order are they in? They're in mana value, then some order.
Once you get a 5-drop or a good 4-drop out, you have an unrivaled Fireweaver, you'll then have access to things such as Scarlet Mist, which creates a token copy of a creature, exiles it, basically aetherizes, gives that creature haste, or you'll get a Conquer Psyche, which with most 5-drop creatures this deck is able to play will essentially just win you the game on the spot. So doubling up your Kyoros, hitting with them, so that's a 4 Kyoro triggers from that card. Your Meteor Harbinger able to get each player to sacrifice 4 lands, which will send your opponent straight back to the Stone Age. You've got using Yaoguai, another option, which will just instantly win you any aggro matchup. But yes, there's just a lot of options there, a lot of different layers of tutors. And another one which I'm going to quickly point out is where is it? Sorry. Just your Fireweaver is able to grab Chaos as your redemption from the sideboard, which will let you search for selective breeding, what lurks beyond, and pretty savage as creature shooter options also.
Yeah, that's certainly a lot. And yeah, so the deck basically plays exactly as it looks. There's lots of lines. It's very Yu-Gi-Oh-esque in that there's lots of ways to chain off what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like it's not just one predetermined line. You can change your lines depending on what you're doing. And
I will also quickly mention that this deck plays a lot of 1-mana Whammy docks to activate this.
well, not just
You've got 4 mana Ascetics, 4 Hierarch Rangers, 3 Adherent Squires, and Bio Cultivators. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not just playing the Mad Rex's sack. It's also because then you can actually just hardcast your tutor targets. So you're actually.
Well, no, it's mostly just so that if you get something like Mana Ascetic, you can curve that into Ancestral Council and curve that straight into something else.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, after all that,
Also notice that all the mana dwarfs are humans.
I still find it hilarious how the best
That's important.
how the best creature type to selectively breed is humans.
Yeah, I will mention that if there's one weakness of the deck, I think that it is having no main board Scarlet Mists or Blinks.
Really?
And yeah, there aren't any main board.
Is that a problem?
Other than selective reading. I think that's a problem with the deck. Because main board Blinks can because drawing a Blink can really just win you the game with a lot of different options.
Yeah.
And also, Warden of Silence, I think, isn't very good. I'll go out and say that. It's Wall of Blossoms, but it's a blue and it's a human. I don't like this card.
Yeah.
So I remember like Dreamsight 8-Sack ran Warden of Silence because it at least made a decent back in the pack target, but this deck doesn't run back in the pack because it got banned, so yeah, maybe it's not worth running Warden of Silence.
Yeah, that card's banned.
Yeah, I've built my own versions of this deck with a few more flickers, main board, stuff like that, so that you can do different lines with. Sorry, just quickly going over and do a line with Ancestral Council, getting a Scarlet Mist when it's available. So when you turn that into a Kaioro, you can Scarlet Mist the Kaioro from the graveyard, giving you an extra 2 Kaioro triggers on that turn and an attack.
Yeah, I guess you can do that. Toasty says that they love Warden of Silence, so I guess Toasty is on the Warden of Silence train.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess you can cut a Warden of Silence.
I've not had good experiences with that.
You can probably cut one of them for a Scarlet Mist if you want to.
Yeah, I think the deck is already good against Jaguar too.
Okay, so
yeah, we can probably just move on now.
Okay,
I give it 5 chili peppers or so.
I'll give it 4.
What? Only 4? This is a 5 chili pepper deck through and through.
What do you want me to do? Fine, I'll give it.
You can give it 4.5. Just find a half.
100 chili peppers.
Does that even fit?
We'll give 7 chili peppers because Fireweaver needs an additional. No, Fireweaver needs an additional 40. We'll give it an additional 4 chili peppers because Fireweaver. Or I could just give it fire emojis.
I think I'll give this like 7.5 because I think it can beat pretty much any deck except from Tempo and What Remains.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a really good deck. I just have no idea what it does.
It can beat any deck.
Well, I know what it does, but
assuming it gets good draws and the player the player pilots it well.
That's true of a lot of decks.
Well, it's definitely true of this deck because I mean, look at it. You need to know what you're doing to play this deck.
It doesn't even fit like on a screen. You have to scroll down to see the whole thing.
If it fits on my screen, In fact, it actually fits on the screen better than your
Just
zero
about
deck.
fits on my screen.
Like the zero deck doesn't fit on the
Yeah,
screen.
but that's because our deck is it didn't put the types on the other side for some reason.
I think it's
just all on one side.
I think it's because one of the card names is too long, so it has to like put everything
yeah,
in.
what remains?
Also, I will mention that
What
with
remains is long.
100,
Oh.
it's very amusing to me that there's like a single instant in the deck and it's solar flare.
Yeah,
Just
1
amusing
in
to me.
100. It's 1%.
100.
Okay, let's actually move
Okay.
on. Giant Poet is
Okay, this is
a forked player's
Reckless
John-
Mutationist, 8 Mutationist.
Junt. I don't know what to call this.
Junt
like
Haster.
fleeting scam.
No, Junt Hasters.
Yeah, Junt Haste. Sure.
Yeah, and I'm going to call this 8
It felt like scam when I played against it.
8 driver. 8
scams.
driver.
Sure. We'll call it
Yeah.
that. We could.
Oh no, it's running Bog Rebirth. It's definitely scam then.
Yeah, it's scam.
Okay. Yeah.
And you also have temporal resuscitation.
Resuscitation. Resuscitation.
Same thing. I'm great at pronouncing names.
Same.
And words.
So let's see.
Timid Thunderhorn is pretty kind of interesting. It works really well with evokers and fleeting stuff.
Also,
It just gets really big.
so
Yeah.
do you guys know that Timid Thunderhorn buffs itself when it enters?
It does.
Oh, so it's just a 4/4 that you can haste as well.
Yeah, like that's something that is very interesting about how Timid Thunderhorn is warded. I think like it's probably unintentional, but we're not complaining because it makes it really good with hasters.
One of Blasphemous Conversion, it can steal your opponent's stuff.
Yeah.
Technically.
I'd probably be slightly higher on Blasphemous Conversion rather than Bog Rebirth because of the 1/1 counter matters. The way it interacts with Graveyard Hate is very important, and exile and removal.
So it's running Blasphemous over Corpse Shift. So yeah, what are your
Blasphemous
guys?
gives you.
What are your guys' opinion on Corpse Shift versus the other the other scam
Shift.
spells?
Corpse Shift is interesting.
I'd run Corpse Shift over Rebirth, but Blasphemous over
Yeah.
Corpse Shift.
Really?
Just because Blasphemous dodges
Same with
instant
me.
removal.
I'm really high on Blasphemous because it gives you a lot more timing windows to do other stuff in between, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's fair.
Or
Also, like,
wait until your
Again,
opponent
you
readout.
can't just you can get out of body experience after you bulk Rebirth.
Tulsi says Thunderhorn is Master Zoo tech. Master is Zoo?
Masters, yeah.
Oh yeah, this guy, right? The guy that triggers your ETBs on attacking. Okay, yeah, that also. Okay, I guess if like this thing
that card.
would that like buff Timberhorn
this
for
guy.
every creature you have? Ability. Oh yeah, I guess it does. Huh, interesting. Well, that's
I think
for a
I
different
will-
deck though.
I think this is like 2 or 3 chili peppers though.
Also, so note the fork pillar in the sideboard.
It's scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the deck is titled
Yep.
Fork Pillar's Last Ride because so something that really funny that happened in MSEM news.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain instead of me?
No, you can.
I think you're better explaining stuff. So yeah, tell them about what happened with Fork Pillar in the news channel.
I don't remember exactly what happened though. So
Fork. What happened with Forked Pillar in the news channel?
You guys don't know? Okay, so let me try to find where it is. Or did they
I
fix it already?
remember like they mistakenly put it as getting a change or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. But I don't remember much other than that.
So in the change logs, they just had Void Pillar and then nothing after it. So it was just like bullet point. So under card changes, it was
Wait,
just
was
bullet
that
point
a
Void
preview
Pillar.
change inside?
No, it wasn't. No,
As
it
like
wasn't a
an
preview.
image?
change.
Bullet point Forked Pillar. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't preview. It was just like in actual card changes.
Oh.
It turns out it's because they were thinking about changing Forked Pillar, but didn't finalize the change before the deadline. But then I guess someone still pasted it in, so we got Forked Pillar on change logs
Yeah.
with no change. But
It's just news. The card is simply news.
yeah, Forked Pillar news.
It is simply it's getting forked.
MSEM getting forked? Is that how
Yeah.
I mean it could get cut in half.
Well, but anyways, so Forked Pillar is probably getting nerfed this month. So yeah, Forked Pillar's last ride. Even though Forked Pillar is probably or even though this deck probably cares about Fork Pillar the least out of all the decks that run it currently. But
Still in the sideboard, still getting promo to get brought in.
yeah, I guess it can happen. Okay, so 5 chili peppers for the deck. Do you guys all agree on that?
Also, randomly,
No,
why do I feel like
I'm not a
Force
fan of
Filler
Jim
is a
Scam.
cannon card?
It's very similar to a
I don't
cannon
like
card.
this deck.
Uh-huh.
I don't like this deck.
Oh come on, like it's. I was
I
thinking
think
about
the
making Gem
deck
Thunder.
is like somewhat interesting. I
It
just
caused me
don't
to
think it's
rant in a
interesting to
gameplay
watch.
video. Okay, that's how you know I don't like it. But that was also me being fed up with playing Scam like 4 matches in a row in League.
Wait, who was playing it?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think it was Poet.
I played
Same
with
I don't
22
see.
League. Okay,
I don't see the point of.
Gao. It was
Yeah.
either her, I remember Gao.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, someone was playing it or a very similar deck.
I see. So
I don't see the point of
It got
playing
me
both
it got me
Cannon
to
War
rant.
Drive.
I can look at. Let me check MSEM media.
Okay, what engineers ranting? Trick. What were you going to say?
I don't see the point of playing both Canaan War Drive and Reckless Mutationist when it's the fact of the universe my opponent always starts with the Reckless Mutationist in hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I don't know how.
during the GP, you're not your own opponent, so you kind of have to play both to guarantee that you draw at least one of them, right? Unless you somehow find a way to make yourself your own
Yeah.
opponent.
Yeah. Own worst enemy.
But yeah, that's enough talking about one deck. So let's move on. What do you?
Yeah, I found the scam rant thing. It was Gao, and they were on a Rakdos version apparently. It was on September 7th, so a while ago. Actually, exactly like 2 months ago.
Okay, so let's move on. What would you rank the deck, Cheek?
I think this has like 6.5, 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with 6.5 is what I'd agree with.
Sure.
Actually, no, I think there's notably better composed. No, I think like 7 is like, well, I've got a decent deck for the GP. This is slightly below that, I'd say.
Okay, so moving on. Softwood, is that a new player?
No, that's Asti.
Oh, that's Asti now?
Yeah.
Wait, no, but that's still great
so.
because that means, I mean, Asti is almost like a new player if you like only started 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. Interesting. There's a card here I have seen for the first time. So, yeah. This deck is an ambitious Necromancer deck, which has whenever an opponent control or a permanent they control become a target of the spell you control, you get to unearth something. And it's also playing 4 unearth. And it is also playing 2 copies of Dusk Lieutenant, a card I have not seen before.
Really? I mean, that card saw play in Unearth decks when
Really?
Scribble was winning it.
Yeah.
Is it not playing Distant Thunder? I mean, that's the best card to be using with Ambitious Necromancer, right? Oh wait, this is Mono Black, right? Yeah, Mono Black and Earth. That's interesting.
And it's
how many things actually
cool.
trigger
I lost to it.
Ambitious Necromancer in this deck? Expose, deform, find. Oh yeah, I guess you can target with Find Happiness. Yeah, I guess enough things trigger it. Yeah, Find Happiness is big because you get to trigger Ambitious Necromancer twice with the Orchestrate. I mean, with the Leitmotif.
Oryx Soul Weaver is also and it also targets for Necromancer.
I think Oryx Soul Weaver is good here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. I see. So going Mono Black actually solves the problem of having no good 3 mana unearth targets because you can just play Oryx Soul Weaver and unearth that and actually be happy about it.
Yeah, and it's very good.
I find the amount of 3-ups in this deck. I feel like the amount of 3-ups in this deck shows that Asti is not a very committal deck builder. Like if you knew what you were doing, you probably would be running more 4-ups instead of doing a 3-up split like this. But yeah.
I'd probably just cut the Dusk Lieutenants.
They still might be decent. But yeah, like probably you could probably cut them for more Oryx Soul Weavers.
No, like I don't know if you want to be on this with this deck, but no Deadwood Terrors.
I don't think this is a Deadwood Terror deck. Are you ever going to get that thing into the yard? Or actually, no, you can't get it into the yard.
I think Scavenger.
Scavenger.
Initiative.
Dusk Lieutenant, Numawang, Find Happiness,
Okay, fair.
Reform Sanity,
I guess
Reform Sanity.
I know that when
Bloodjade Prophet.
I know that when I was on Black Red Unearthed, I was not very happy with Deadwood Terror, and I wasn't running that card. I don't remember why. Like there definitely was a reason why I didn't like Deadwood Terror, but I can't remember now. So yeah, maybe you could be on Deadwood Terror.
Yeah, checking the sideboard to see if there's anything interesting.
There's cards
Distorted Fantasy.
Distorted
new card.
Fantasy, yeah.
New card from Benevolency
From
that we
EO.
haven't seen yet.
Destroy target creature with 1 mana value 1 or less. Each player discards a card. Choose one or both.
So yeah,
Seems
this kind of
decent
runs
if you
over.
want to discard.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right. Yeah, that actually is
two
like
for ones, kind of. Except you're discarding yourself, but you want to discard. So
yeah. I think I'll give this deck like 4 chili. I'll give it 5 chili peppers for trying to make mono black Unearth work.
I give it 4 because we've seen Unearth before, and there's been a lot of it recently.
Yeah, but this is mono black Unearth, and also Unearth hasn't been seeing that much play, or at least like pure Unearth, non-green based Unearth hasn't been seeing much play ever since Black Red Unearth got nerfed. So I'm pretty
giving
happy.
it 3 because I've seen Unearth decks before.
Well, Tricky, you're rating consistently lower than all of us.
Yeah.
Have I
I feel like I gave a lot of high scoring scores earlier, so
Fair.
I'm leaning a bit lower now.
I gave 9 chili peppers to one.
Yeah, that balances out all the ones that you didn't give 5 chili peppers to.
Exactly.
I'm giving it like 6.5. It seems decent, but off meta.
5 chili peppers is my most common rating.
Same, but
yeah.
Okay. Anyways, moving on. Tricky,
you rated everything 5 chili peppers.
Yeah, that's how I'm excited.
Alright, time to go over this again.
Tricky, what's the Krill Clan Guardian in the deck for?
It's removal that you can search with Tower of the Sky.
Is there like really no better options in this slot?
It's also 4 mana. It's also 4 power for 3 mana.
How are you casting it? Aren't you
Which
like?
Zero.
Are you not in? Oh no, you are in blue. Never mind. Yeah, okay.
You're in blue for RFE.
Yeah, you're in blue.
And Worlds Colliding.
It's pretty easy to cast. Actually.
Okay, yeah, fair. Okay.
Their mana base is very consistent.
Okay, moving on. Scribble is playing Malicious Mogging.
Mog.
Black Red Control, I guess.
Mogus.
Not control.
Oh, okay, I see where the name came from. What does Mogus do again?
Tempo.
When at
the
beginning of your upkeep, each player discards a card, then you draw a card. If an opponent can't discard or discard a land card, you create. Is that worth it? Like, it feels really slow.
I think this is discard. I think this is a discard deck. Maybe.
If you get your devotion high enough.
I don't think you'd care.
It's just mid-range. Black Red mid-range.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's Black Red mid-range.
I don't know if it's mid-range or control.
It's mid-range.
Well, I played against it and lost to Shiho, so Shiho and Cecilius. I was on I was on Mardu mid-range. That was also on Valerie and Prying Inquiry and the Flames approach.
I think.
Hello, Asti.
Oh,
hello.
Hi, Asti. We've already talked about your deck, but do you want to like go back and talk about the stuff that we missed?
I mean, I wasn't watching the stream because I was playing Spoons, but I don't know if there's anything you missed. It's a pretty it's a kind of weird mono black deck. It's pretty ordinary. Like you saw, like the Profane Emissaries, Soul Weavers, Most Important Prince. Just it runs an Unearth package, so it's on.
I wouldn't call that deck ordinary because I don't think mono black runs Unearth packages.
Well, this one does, and also runs Ambitious Necromancer, which is the bigger one. But I mean, Expose is just a good card. Like,
does this spawn only one demon?
He does have 2. Mine's Contagion is also a demon for Profane Emissary purposes.
Mine's Contagion as well. Yeah.
So there actually is a question. So Deadwood Terror. Why are you not running Deadwood Terror? Do you think
let me see.
Do you think Deadwood Terror would be a good card in your deck?
I mean, I remember I've seen this card, but I just think the value from the other cards is greater. I just decided like it's just fine. Like I feel like I almost want to be doing like Profane Emissary things or Soul Weaver or getting Bloodjay Prophet triggers over it. It's probably worth a look. Like 3/2/2 Death Touchers is good.
I feel like the 6 power turn 2 is just kind of outweighs a lot of some of the benefits of a lot of the other cards.
The other cost is, the main thing is this deck can play a pretty ordinary mono black game plan of just playing its cards out on curve, replacing, like, maybe I could swap out like the Dusk Lieutenants, but
yeah,
if I have like Deadwood Terror in hand, it's pretty dead unless I have a Deformed Sanity. So it's a card that I can't really cast from hand.
I mean, you could. A 2/2 Death Toucher is...
It's a bear.
It has Death Touch.
It is a bear. It is a bear with Death Touch.
It's better than a bear.
But
yeah,
it is a bear with upside.
You can bring it back for 6 mana, or is it 6 mana?
It's 6 mana,
for some amount of mana.
Like, if I have 2 mana, I would rather be like, if I have 2 mana and I don't have something to unearth, I'd probably rather be like cycling Most Important Prince or playing Profane Emissary.
Yeah, but what if
it is a good animation target, but
yeah.
Okay.
I also think this deck could maybe just run like one more Profane Emissary target, like Shijun or something.
Yeah, Jejun is really good.
Jejun doesn't synergize with any Earth.
A lot of decks just can't beat Shijun.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, I lost to Jejun hardcast against Zanky in GPI.
Jejun,
GPH.
I can't reanimate Jejun though, so if it's in my graveyard, it's just dead.
You're just playing it as a 1/2 tutor target just in case.
That's fair. Yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I changed between this and the League is I put Find Happiness in Misery over Sun King's Gambit. I don't know if it's better because I haven't really played it much, but I figure
it's a lot better.
I just don't like Sun King's Gambit, and the value is it targets, so I can get ambitious Necromancer triggers off of it. So good.
Exactly. Yeah. Sun King's Gambit. Yeah, I don't think it's good.
Sun King's Gambit is garbage. It's a trap. Don't run it.
Yeah, giving your opponents a choice is just bad.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, I mean, if you ever play against a graveyard deck, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, thanks for dropping in, Asti. We'd love to keep you on for longer, but we need to move on to the next deck now because it's like an hour in, and we haven't gone through half of them yet.
Yeah. Checking if there's anything
almost an hour.
Yes. Hurry up, guys.
Checking if there's anything interesting in here other than the Mogus.
I
think everything's pretty standard here.
It's just standard black red mid range.
Okay.
I'll give it 3 chili peppers.
I have chili peppers.
Crash is in the sideboard. Interesting hedge against artifact decks.
We're talking about
what deck are you on?
Scribble's deck.
Ricky's just keeping the streak going.
I'm really happy. I'm really upbeat today, so I'll just give everyone like good scores or above average scores. And also because Mogus, like, who even remembers what Mogus does, right?
I do, because I lost to it in League.
Before you ran into this deck in League.
I had no idea that card existed.
Exactly, right? So, surely that's worth something.
It's a pretty cool card.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we're not really going to see much of Mogus, but I like myself of a Valerie mid-range deck. I've been running a lot of those in League recently.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Trappable is on Horrors.
Horrors.
Yep.
Monument Horrors.
Monument Horrors. So Scramble said that...
This is, I think all Horrors are Monument Horrors at this point. I'm calling it Crypt Horrors.
It's running... does Horror usually run Goremound?
Sometimes, yeah.
It's not monumentable.
I guess. It's removable.
Okay, so Scribble says they're running Mogus because it's indestructible card advantage engine that's reanimatable with Cecilius. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty cool interaction.
Ducky isn't running, as I suggested a few times, I think. Collective Breeding, which I think Horrors probably does want to be running.
Collective Breeding, I think, is good in the Horror stack.
Yeah, but Goremound is mostly there because Crypt Nora, it activates Crypt Nora's and its removal spell.
So Goremound is removal of that trigger stuff.
It's Horus.
Yeah.
Also, very notably, Subdue False Idols was nerfed.
Yeah.
It's still probably really good, but yeah, it's no longer one
Yeah,
mana.
still playable.
Its Coalesce is not like ridiculous anymore.
Yeah.
I think Horrors actually gets away with the nerf a lot better than the other deck that was running Subdue, which usually only had one Horror out because it was a Polyp Pools.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they made it so that it worked in the way it was intended and that you played it in Horrors. Though who knows, maybe it was intended to be a mono white Pools card.
I don't think mono white Pools
existed. Is it older
existed.
than Pools?
No, Pools came out. Pools is older, but I don't think anyone knew mono white Pools was a deck before that card came out.
Yeah.
Right, like Pools is 2021.
Just quickly going over some stuff in this deck. The main
like Horrors.
Yeah, I like Horrors.
Four Chili Peppers.
Five Chili
Of this deck
Peppers.
is
I like this deck.
yeah, Crypt Nora.
25
Repeat
or
Crypt
7.
Nora to keep on growing your vulnerable Zenith Flora.
Yeah.
And keeps coming back, your vulnerable keeps growing. Got the base of truth to just do regular horror stuff. Haunting Abomination, decent. Battle Cage Tower, interesting to see main deck, but it provides a lot of grind for long matchups. Yeah, Gorm Mound is just removal that is playable. I'm trying to check what the Ash Feaster Ghouls, if there's anything prediction the Ash Feaster Ghouls is comboing with. It combos with the Molting Abomination, where you remove the sun counter.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's something you could do. Okay, that's kind of cool.
And it's also a 1-drop horror for Debaser.
Yep.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you want to say anything before we move on to the next deck?
Oh yeah, I'm just on the same deck as Truk. Yeah, I don't have much to say.
Okay, let's move on because we're taking way too long.
Yeah.
Next is Mardu Expanse. Yeah, this deck.
Yeah.
I play against this deck and it certainly does stuff. So Soul Reader is the real deal. It's really annoying to deal with if you can't kill it quickly.
Yeah. So we've gets to do stuff like returning your
Beyond the Veil is disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Returning your Beyond the Veil to the hand.
No, not
which
to
was
hand.
a TMI intended limited synergy.
Yeah, right.
What? Oh no, I forgot to mute this. Shoot.
Don't worry, we didn't hear anything.
I opened the stream, but I forgot to mute it, so sorry about that.
I didn't hear anything.
Just to see
I didn't hear it.
Okay, well, I heard something.
Okay. Anyways, so Beyond the Veil, the interesting thing with this card is that it's like a Banishing Light, except the way that it does the Banishing Light thing is that it prevents stuff from phasing in. So if you can phase multiple things, like if this thing leaves and then comes back, this thing is still going to remain phased out. So you can just keep blinking this and it'll just like Banishing Light everything until it gets dealt with.
I think this card is cool as a Banishing Light, and I think it is very annoying and punishing to board-based decks when you blink it a ton like Nyx's deck is doing, because this card single-handedly beat me multiple times when I played against Nyx. It just you can't put stuff on board. You just can't.
It's worth noting that it's also still just like exactly what the card was made for.
Yeah. But I don't think PMI has the amount of blink that
that is fair.
This deck does. Because it's getting blinked or etherized multiple times every turn sometimes. And yeah.
Yeah. And alongside with Beyond the Veil, this deck also has a lot of other good things to blink. So one of the interesting ones is bar hopping and Minai. If you blink this, then you want to aetherize it. So basically, if you aetherize it, it's going to.
You can also blink it, and it still works. Because you can draw 4 on ETB, put all the counters on it, then blink it and draw 0.
I mean, you can do that, but preferentially you want to aetherize it so that you draw 4 and then the copy with all the counters goes away.
Or you could have it with an X equals 1, so X for a non-kicked Soul Reader, and just return it to your hand.
Right, yeah, that also works. So yeah, this card has a bunch of synergies in the deck. And also it's an Unbound Expanse deck, which means it's running Unbound Expanse and then a bunch of rail lines. Wait, it's only running 2 rail lines. Should this deck be on more rail lines for Unbound Expanse? Because I know that the Fickle Shaper deck that I was running had 5 rail lines instead of just 2.
Running Bastion, Nebula, Palaces.
I feel like you want to be on more rail lines to enable Unbound Expanse, but maybe that's just because...
on Marketplace, so...
Yeah. Also, notably, if you were getting any ideas, LBA has, if it was cast, very sad. I know, you can't abuse it.
Yeah.
Well, no, you can
abuse it with Soul Reader.
Yeah, with Soul Reader. Or is it May?
True.
Okay, it's otherwise. So you have to make sure this thing doesn't get too many counters if you want it to work with Laybear. But that should be easy to do because...
I think you don't really care about Laybear that much.
Yeah. And also, just final mention, because we didn't mention the combo in the deck yet.
Oh yeah, right, there is a combo.
I mentioned how it works. Fire Shaper adapt, when it enters, you get a copy and activation or triggered ability, 1 red for 1/1 flash, and Unbound Expanse. You can sacrifice exile each non-land permanent you control and return them back. Those 2 loop, and if you have anything that deals damage to an opponent, as this deck plays a lot of, get to kill them.
Well, I mean, not just that. Like, if you don't have damage on board, you can still like pull off the combo, and just if you have anything else on board, you get the blink at infinite times. So, like, down with the ship would nuke someone's hand.
You do often get to just like whip their hand,
or rip their board with Beyond the Veil.
All their creatures, Beyond the Veil, everything.
And then deck yourself with bar hopping.
Yeah.
Okay, also for those of you guys at home, Rippling Curtain is the card that does the Aetherizing. It's like 3 mana end step, Aetherize anything you have, which means it blinks it, but without like actually blinking it. And yeah, 5 Chili Peppers because I'm a big proponent of Fickle Shaper decks, especially ones that run Unbound Expanse, because Unbound Expanse is actually insane. It's such a good card because as long as you're running these rail lines, it is pretty reliably a way to
rampant growth.
Yeah, a rampant growth, and then that becomes a ghost way later on at instant speed even. I'm surprised like Unbound Expanse sees so little play because it's such an insane card.
Yeah, Expanse is really good. I agree.
Anyways, moving on. Percy is on Mishka control, which is what they ran last GP.
I really like this deck. It's Valeri, it's Neon Claw Knight, it's just the cards work together.
Yeah.
With Kyoro and stuff.
No, Rush of Stillness in the Air. I really like this card.
Yeah. The cards just work.
Cards just work. Yeah, I agree. I remember there was a reason they ran Cryptic Ritual. I remember like
the reason.
Yeah, what's the reason for running Cryptic Ritual?
It's because it's a horrible mess to deal with and makes your opponent think.
Target? Oh yeah, it targets, right? So it triggers Valeri, which for some reason gets loyalty on targeting. I still don't know why this thing goes up in loyalty on target.
It gets a lot of loyalty.
The draw spell that triggers Valeri,
Yeah, so then...
And you can Rush of Stillness back for draw 3.
I really like this deck. I'll give it 5 Chili Peppers. And I've been playing similar decks.
I don't like this. I don't want to play against this deck, but I mean, it is a cool deck to commentate, so I guess I'll give it 5 Chili Peppers.
Ricky, giving everything 5 Chili Peppers still.
I'm being way too kind today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me quickly check the board. Slippery Bunyet. Interesting.
1 copy of Oil the Mind, I guess, to combo with Valeri, because if you have Valeri in play, you can just infinitely do this, which is actually kind of funny.
So it's anti-mill.
Yeah.
I think it's anti-mill, yeah. Just in case.
You never know what's going to happen. Also, Hungering Cults is still here.
Yeah.
It synergizes with...
I love Hungering Cults.
It's anti-burn, and synergizes really well with Sacrifice to Sitar. In fact, it's even flavor intended.
Yeah, it's great with
so anyways,
next up we have Burn.
Is it the same deck that is it literally my deck?
Yeah, I think it's just the one
that have to give this
a
really long overview right here.
5 Chili Peppers because it's my deck.
Which plays 17 mountains, and you want to play cards which have hate, which have 2 power and deal damage to your opponent. then you also want to play cards which deal 3 damage or more to your opponents as well.
Okay, but that's way too basic of an explanation. Tell them about the cool parts of this burn deck.
We have.
We're here for a fast time, not a. We're here for a fun time, not a long
Come on,
time.
you're not even going to talk about Neon Claw Knight, which is the coolest part of the deck.
Neon Claw Knight is cool, but it's.
2 mana,
I like
3/1.
Neon Claw Knight more in mid range or control. I'm sorry, Vicky.
Fine.
2 mana, 3/1. When it enters, choose 1. You make a function token with that effect. Functions are
Treek, you don't need to read the whole thing. I'm streaming. They can see the card.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it has a lot of utility in making you go fast, clearing blockers, stopping control, or just dealing more damage.
Okay. Also, pro tip to anyone who's playing this deck: with Neon Claw Knight, always choose amplify function. Like 95% of the time, it's correct to choose the amplify function. If you think you want to choose a reduction function, stop and think, because it's probably a mistake to do that.
What if there's a Hatsuro's maneuver in graveyard and you got a civilization cost?
Well, if you have that out, I think you're still supposed to choose damage mode, because you can always just do it next turn.
Yeah.
Like unless
the best mode on Neon, in my opinion, the best mode on Neon Claw is the reduction mode, but this is not the deck for it.
Yeah,
reduction.
This is a reduction deck. You can use it to clear blockers if you need to, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Oh, did you rate the deck?
On the black. I haven't done ratings.
We have not been rating the decks.
Fair enough. Burn is at least at 7.5, right?
Burn is solid 7.5.
Or is it? Maybe it's an 8, because I mean Burn's classic.
No.
Okay, fine. You don't trust Burn enough. You don't respect Burn enough, and you are going to lose, and that's why you always lose to it when you least expect to.
Yeah.
I mean, we did.
I think it's got a bad matchup
against Burn, so
I think it's got a bad matchup against Zero, and quite a few people are on that.
Yeah, actually,
we win
fair.
on the same turn, and we have a lot of blockers, and also 2 durable life gain.
Yeah, fair. So let's actually move on. Epid is playing Mono Black, classic Mono Black midrange, and it's actually playing Jejun like you wanted. Cecilius.
Yeah, it's playing Jejun. Yeah, it's Mono Black.
It's running Halford now.
I have no idea what to rate Mardu Expanse.
This card is cool.
7 point. I have no idea what to rate Mardu Expanse.
Mardu Expanse, I think, is a really good. Yeah. Oh, I think I'd
really
put it at 7.5.
Easy to rate. Yeah.
So yeah, so Mono Black, some new cards. It's running Halford, which probably it probably takes the same slot that Infectious Ego used to take pre-nerf, right? Like it's a 4-drop that.
Yeah.
In fact, it's literally just Infectious Ego in this deck most of the time.
It's very good, and yeah, I mean, if it sticks around, you probably win if it sticks around for even just like 1 or 2 turns.
Anthony, do you even know what I'm talking about when I mention pre-nerf Infectious Ego?
No.
I wonder how much.
I know it was a really good card that got nerfed, but I don't know what Infectious Ego.
It's a 4 mana 4/4 lifelink, and it has a Titan trigger. I think did have a Titan trigger, right? It has a Titan trigger, which makes an opponent sacrifice a permanent they control.
Yeah, that's what Infectious Ego used to do. That was.
So it's similar to that.
Yeah, it's similar to that in that it's something that it's a big fat black 4-drop that forces the opponent to do bad things on attack and enter.
And it can copy the modes. Infectious Ego can't do that. Pre-nerf Infectious Ego can.
Well, you could if you plot into it.
New Infectious Ego can do that either.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see if there's anything of interest.
They're running 3 Temerations.
Wow, they really killed that card.
Yeah, Temerations there.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, Temerations, what if we had Fatal Push but actually balanced?
Yeah.
They're also running 2 main deck Wave of Decay, so that's something to worry about if you're on an aggro deck.
Yeah, Wave of Decay is very good.
I think this seems good as a very anti-aggro position.
I mean, every Mono Black deck
is
kind of anti-aggro.
And no, especially so.
Well, at least it's not 4 main deck Wave of Decays like before. So although the 3 generations, I think is what replaced it. So like, I don't think aggro decks appreciate that either.
Yeah, especially token decks.
I don't think the life gain matters on
got all the Blood Jade Prophets in the sideboard.
Oh.
I think they're just really, really hedged against aggro.
Well, if they were more hedged, then they would be running more Wave of Decays instead of putting Blood Jades in the sideboard.
Yeah, but the reason Blood Jade is in the sideboard is because it's not in the main board. That's why I say they're hedged against aggro.
I say in this.
Also, I appreciate the 2 main deck Long Forgottens. So it turns out, I mean, if they were hedging against aggro, they definitely won't be running main deck Long Forgottens.
Okay, that is fair. Yeah.
Long Forgotten is really cool and good.
Yeah.
But what if the aggro deck used the graveyard?
I mean, actually, yeah, Mono Black Burn. I mean, the Mono Red Burn.
Phoenix.
No, Mono Red Burn does use the graveyard. Like literally, look up. They use lots of graveyard stuff.
True.
So like, do you actually board in Long Forgotten against Mono Red Burn? You don't do that, right?
You bring in Anapraxias against Burn.
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah, it's running 4 Anapraxias. Okay, yeah, never mind.
4 Anapraxias and 4.
Okay, so
it's life gain removal and grave hate technically.
Yeah. The next deck
we have.
I have to rate this deck. 4 chili peppers.
I want to give this thing less chili peppers, but I guess like
I've seen mono black before.
It's mono black.
Fair. But mono black is always really fun to commentate, so I'll give it 5 chili peppers.
Still on the streak.
Okay.
What's this next deck? It's this deck.
You need more warp spike.
It's Esper.
Did we try the medicine drug?
And we have Ephemeral Kirin.
What is it?
Keelan, which is
Keelan.
really cool. Keelan. Okay. I can't pronounce it. It copies the Long Road North, technically, even though that's one of Waltz Upon a Nimbus. It copies, like, all of your stuff. Like, you almost could run Parrot Pools in here if you could run the colors.
Closest ailing is broke. What's ailing? Cheeling. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because you're copying your things.
Yeah, Cheeling seems really good in this deck.
For 1 mana. Okay, yeah, I see.
Copies Clearings. Nox is the big... Actually, wait. Nox doesn't work because it's legendary. Never mind.
No, you can use this to get a second copy of Nox. Or, like, you can use it to get more Nox activations in a turn.
Yeah. Another 4 burn damage.
The main ones are Clearings. Juyu, since... Lay Bare Ambitions. Since it's still cast, so you can Thoughtseize, I believe. Chaos Module, and we're interestingly on Pitch Pyre in this deck, but I guess that makes sense since you make a lot of tokens. But yeah, you can copy that. That's a good thing to copy. And then Waltz Upon a Nimbus too. Yeah, the Long Road North, but that's only a one-off, so.
The Waltz on Nimbus lets you tutor on the last mode, so that's how you fetch your Long Road North.
Yeah, I'd like this deck. 5 chili peppers.
Actually, yeah, same. 5 chili peppers. I think this is a very good development of the Condor Clearings decks that I was trying to run during in the last few GPs.
I think
notably we got
this.
Yeah, Beyond the Veil in the sideboard too, which is a new card.
They're playing what?
Wait.
Beyond the Veil in the sideboard. That's a new card.
What?
Beyond the Veil is in the sideboard.
Beyond the Veil. Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, we can understand you, Trug. Yeah, Beyond the Veil. Can this deck blink it? I guess they can blink it with. Do we have Slapfield Workgate? Are they running Workgate? No, they're not. Okay, they can't blink it, but it's still good. Yeah, just as.
If you get 2 of them, they're kind of move resistant, and they're also just decent removal.
Yeah. So they're not using the good art for Chronicles, which I will complain about. But other than that, I can't complain too much.
Down to 2 chili peppers.
What's the good art for Chronicles? Your promo?
Yeah, they're also not using the good art for Chaos Module.
No one uses the good art for Against the Waves.
Well, too bad, because nobody plays Against the Waves these days. Because it got nerfed.
Yeah, because it got nerfed.
Yeah. So you should have gone.
If it's playable, why don't you play it? Ignore the fact that it's still my most played card on Rise.
If you didn't want the card to get nerfed, simply don't play it.
Yeah, don't play in a good deck if you don't want the card to get
I
nerfed.
shouldn't have
You
played
lose.
Phoenix because it made all my favorite cards get nerfed. I put all the cards I liked in a deck, and then it was good.
You should have just thrown.
And now all my
games.
favorite cards are gone.
See, now you feel my pain. Like if you search up
Yeah.
all the Toho cards on Instigator and then search up all the nerfed cards, like half the Toho promos have gotten nerfed so far.
You know what? One of my searches is tag Toho, not champion Ricky Rister.
What's the result?
It's just your secret lair. It's literally just your secret lair, and then purple and Nick's promote a few.
Yeah. How do you actually search for champions? Champion.
It's just champion :
Okay.
tag Toho, tag nerfed, 9 cards found.
Yeah.
Twisted okay, some of these are your lair though.
Yeah, maybe I should also.
Twisted Masterwork, True Form Revelation, Rhodes, More No More, Getaway Rider, Fiery Burst, Conjure Realities, Children of the Clouds, and Chart the Vast.
Yep. This is what it feels like to influence the meta this much.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so let's move on. 5 chili peppers. We all agree on that? What'd you?
Witch Queens.
Yeah.
Witch Queens. This is.
What'd you rate this?
5 fires. This is automatically best deck. I love this deck. It has the Witch Queens. What else do I need to say?
Deck. It has Witch Queens. It has Amelie main. Is it just big red? We go.
It's.
Oh yeah,
like,
wildfire.
It's kind of land destruction as well.
Yeah, it's
You
wildfire.
Kill non-basic lands and normal lands as well.
And then you have all this mana ramp. Oh, you have these co-lines too.
Yeah, and you have artifacts, like obviously you have your rail lines, you have glistening chalice also, interestingly. You have a lot of artifacts, you have mana flux battery also. I could definitely see running what's it called? Mental breakthrough in this deck.
Mental breakthrough?
Oh, I think I know why it runs Glistening Chalice. Runs Glistening Chalice so that you can make everything cost more after you have all the lands get sacrificed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. What does Realm Teller do? It's just a mana rock.
I don't know how this deck wins. I don't think it needs to.
Yeah, I mean,
it does win.
The Flames approach. You blow up all their lands, and then you.
The Witch Queens.
Oh, I mean,
the Witch Queens. I promise this card is good.
Oh yeah, of course. You win with the
Trust
6-mana
me.
Planeswalker.
No. Okay. You can cast it on turn 3 with Amelie Main. Trust.
Can you still do that? I thought it got nerfed.
Card.
Yeah.
Wait, it says you may cast a monocolored red spell with mana value 6 or less from your hand now, instead of adding a bunch of red.
Oh, okay. It still lets you cheat stuff out. Yeah.
And you can do that turn 3 if you ramp with a rail line, because those ramp.
Yeah. What the hell's going on with the sideboard?
It's not to love.
Oh yeah, it's Cosmic Coalescing.
Cosmic Coalescing.
That's more ways to win the game. Oh.
We also wait.
Blitzing Calamity. Okay, that's another way to win.
I still think this deck literally cannot
Identity module?
Yeah.
Identity module is in the sideboard.
That's sure.
It's a card.
I mean, yeah, I guess it does stuff.
I still genuinely think this deck cannot actually win games if you use Tune the Legal Ignition. You need a lot of mana to actually win. Yeah.
I lost to this deck.
That does symmetrical land skill issue.
It's also running 4 Neon Claw Knights in sideboard. I assume it's for counter spell decks. Like it's actually making use of the uncounterable mode for once. I think that's the least chosen Neon Claw Knight mode.
For generic value. But yeah, this deck is awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'll give it 5 chili peppers.
Keeping the streak.
I'm gonna give it 5 fires.
Okay, so let's move on because
Sinful Tempter.
Yeah, moving on.
Let's hurry up.
I've seen enough Sinful Tempters.
Is it just literally Sinful Tempter?
It's got Eerie though, but it's only a one of now. Eerie won against me a lot of the time because I play blockers.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I keep pronouncing this guy as Ri.
Ri.
Is it Ri or
How do you
Yuri?
say it?
I don't know. Ask Styles.
I say Eerie.
I think it's Yui.
Yeah, ask Styles.
Yui.
Sure.
Yes, this is the simple temp deck.
It's a name.
I will say
it's
that
Temper.
if you've ever played League, you will have run up against this deck
Yep.
at least
I'll put
6
3 chili
times
peppers because
in your single round.
they're still kind of new.
I'll give it 5 chili peppers
It's kind of
because
new.
it's fun to commentate.
The
I
new
think you're just
card.
giving it. They're not even okay. They're not even kind of new. They're from like September.
Yeah, that's.
What is my brain?
September is really new if you compare it to like the history of the format.
Halford, which has a Titan
No,
trigger.
the person
you can
playing
take
it
out.
too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that
is
guy's
new.
new. Yeah.
So yeah, just quickly overview. It's a Reckless Mutationist deck again. This deck, you generally want to make use of the Reckless Mutationist on Neon Core Knight, which has a Titan trigger, which you can trigger twice. You can use on Halford, which also has a Titan trigger, you can trigger twice. Sinful Tempter, which whenever has an ability, so whenever you attack, you get to torment an opponent twice, and it's a 5/4 body that attacks. So if this just gets to attack on its own, it's like an 11 life swing.
Unless your opponent has random stuff
On
to
turn
stack.
2.
On turn 2, yeah, that makes.
On turn 2.
They just pitch. They usually just pitch 2 lands or land a useless card if you swing on turn 2.
Yeah, but it's still 2 discard and 5 life.
Also, mention Bite Blitz because that's the other way this deck has of hasting stuff. So you have Reckless Mutationist and Bite Blitz, which becomes free if you name the reduction function on Neon Claw Knight. So like that's the main
Bite Blitz
package.
plus Neon Claw Knight is 5 damage turn 2. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. Lots of ways of getting 5 damage turn 2.
And then you have the Flames approach, which you can use Neon Claw Knight to cost reduce the flashback mode, or you can haste the flash, and then you can try to haste the flash at the backside to really blow your opponent or just do a bunch of damage.
Also Chigao.
And Chigao.
Chigao works really well with Tempter and Mutationist, and it can just bring back stuff.
Yeah, so
quickly mentioning Chigao Mutationist. Mutationist can sacrifice itself to a second ability, so you can just keep on printing out copies of Mutationist. That's free too.
Yeah, like if you need to go grindy, you can do that. Yep. Anyways, let's move on because
it would be an interesting deck if I hadn't seen it 5,000 times. Moving on.
I still have not gotten bored of it. Yeah. What do you rate it? 7.5 or is it just a 7?
I think it's just a 7.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Splash Cat is on same deck as Nyx. Okay. Let's rate this and move on, or just copy it over and move on because my recording setup is starting to run out of battery. Let's see. I'm at 33%. We need to get through this in the next 30 minutes, I think.
Oh, okay. Let's speedrun.
Chumpack is on Clerics. Yeah, Clerics.
Yeah, I like Soul Sisters. Soul Sisters is the first deck I ever built in MSEM. It was my favorite archetype in Magic for a long time. We love Soul Sisters.
I hate this deck. It's evil.
And it also has Dawn Silhouette, Speaker of Deliverance, Gestalt combo.
Oh yeah, right. So for those of you, basically
5 chili peppers.
So you get Speaker of Deliverance. Yeah, you get Speaker of Deliverance which has Gestalt, which does not have Reminder Text because it's easy on promo, and I don't want to explain what Gestalt does right now.
You merge it with stuff. It's fancy. It's basically Mutate for those watching.
Yeah, it's basically Mutate, but like
it's weird Mutate.
It's weird Mutate. You merge Dawn Silhouette onto Speaker of Deliverance, which lets it like blink itself because it's no longer named Dawn Silhouette, and then you just like find some other thing to like combo with infinite ETBs.
Soul Sister.
Yeah, something like that. Soul Sisters is good enough to win.
Your deck is literally Soul Sisters.
Yeah, I do like Machi Initiate. I don't think I've seen this card before, so it's basically just draw a card on life gain.
These cards are really good. The backside, I don't think I've ever seen come down. But yeah, it's just whenever you gain life for the first time, you draw a card. This can draw 2 cards every turn cycle if your opponent puts cards on board and you have like a Soul Warden or Soul's Attendant out, because those count your opponent's creatures. So if your opponent does stuff, this or your Sun Sigil Ordainers draw cards which fixes one of the deck's big weaknesses, which is card advantage.
Yeah,
And now you have that.
And then you have Dark Sand Acolyte, which will burn your opponent for the amount of life you gain. It's like a 2-mana 2/3, so it's both efficient. So it comes out early and then nukes your opponent's life total if they can't deal with your Soul Sisters. Yeah.
And also Stitch Smile Seamstress is in the same role. It's just slightly worse.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'll give it like
because Dark Sand Acolyte drains.
I'll give 5 Chili Peppers because like it's an interesting development on Soul Sisters decks. Yeah, because it's running some new cards and stuff. Okay. Moving on.
Hervors on What Remains of Zera.
Okay,
the same
move
deck.
on. Ravos is on. Oh yeah, it's
Ramp.
They're desperately trying to make this deck work. They're trying to make Elizabeth.
I think it's just
work.
worse than What Remains of Zera.
Wow, that's actually kind of true. No. What Remains of Zera does not have the Ramsey Resurgence package.
Yeah, doesn't have Ramsey Resurgence.
It doesn't, but it has its own egg package.
Honestly, maybe
it's the Nitrous Manure deck.
Maybe the Zero deck should be on
Edition.
Announcer.
Dravos in sometime soon. So today. So we'll see how that ends up.
Okay, they did take my suggestion to add 1 Greenwood Outrider at least. And they cut Elizabeth for it, which...
Yeah, I think the Greenwood Outrider.
Yeah.
I see over there. No, I put this up to 4 Chili Peppers.
I'll give it 5 Chili Peppers because, I mean, it's the ramp deck that I kind of... it's my...
I'll give it 4.
Yeah.
Because it's not as good as the ramp deck I'm playing, and there can't be competition here.
Just watch this deck.
Okay.
Just watch this deck blow out your deck because it got the Ramsey Resurgence and then dropped the 6-drop on turns 3.
If it's blowing out my deck, I probably made a mistake.
It can also get Time of Tributes on turn 4, and that completely wrecks your ramp, right?
My deck can win turn 4.
This deck wins turn 4. Yeah.
Fair.
It consistently wins turn 4.
Okay, I guess it has to Forbidden Treasure your tower to do anything. Okay, yeah, let's move on.
You can still combo with a tower.
Yeah, let's move on. So Neon is playing Ass Party.
Yeah, I mean it's Ass Party. Okay, if someone just joined and is watching this without context,
I'm going to call it Legends.
And they're using...
Oh, sure. Well, it's Legends.
Okay, so they are using their own promo art for Assemble the Party.
Yep.
Yeah. So Ass Party stands for Assemble the Party. For those of you who don't have enough context, it's a core of calling that gets reduced for a number of legendaries you control.
I'll give this 5 Chili Peppers. It's cool.
Yeah. So is there anything that we need to mention? Okay, there's like a bunch of 1-ups, and I don't want to go through all of them because I don't have the patience or the...
No. Jack is like really good.
Jack is a bushwhacker that activates on Legends entering, and I'm pretty sure there's some really good things to fetch with Assemble the Party once Jack is out.
Davenport is in here. DeMarcus Davenport.
Jack.
I don't know. I'm pronouncing that wrong.
No, I assemble the party.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Also, Lisa the daughter's in here.
Remember when that card was 2 mana? That like Jack into Lisa was such a good combo. Engineer, did you join after Jack or after Lisa got nerfed?
I heard about it. Okay, so that's close enough.
Lisa the daughter was the exact same card that cost 2 mana for some reason.
Oh, also Zare's in here.
I mean, that thing's probably. I guess you can fetch.
It wins if you can get your assembled party to 6, right?
Yeah, and I guess it's not that hard to get to like a low amount, and then you just fetch out Zero, and your guys become giant, and you kill them.
Yeah.
I think if you have Jack out there, just wins you the game on the spot.
Yeah.
I keep hearing you say Jack plus another word, and I keep
jacking off.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, I guess Solity is for losers. Okay, so yeah, did you rate the deck? I would say like...
I'll get around to it.
Yeah.
I'd say 7 or 6.5.
So Bouncerama is a new player and seems like they just net decked, so let's move on. Every Chronometer...
No, I'm the one who recommended the deck to them.
You are, Champa.
So that still counts as a net deck.
This is the same as Toasty's deck, but Cyber is the one who built it, I think, because they're the one who I played against first and mentioned building the deck. So
yeah, you should have mentioned the second part first. So moving on, Little Blank is on a net deck, right? Is it net deck? Oh, it's running Mind's Contagion. I guess that's slightly different. Was the other deck also on Mind's Contagion?
This is, I think they
That's one copy.
were doing this with Ducky because, yeah, Ferocious Flame is different. So I think.
Oh yeah, it's different.
They're just playing deck, not necessarily a net deck.
Okay, so yeah, but it's an interesting development. It's taking more advantage of the Ferocious
I'll give it 2
stuff.
star, 2 chili peppers. Ferocious Flames is cool, but it's still Tempter.
5 chili peppers because it's still Tempter.
Ricky, it's your deck.
So before I move on to my deck, Toasty mentioned in chat that Cyber built Blue-Red Wildfire. So yeah, Cyber built it. We tuned it in DMs. So yeah, Cyber did build it, and thanks to Toasty for I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so my deck. I literally got 1 game in with the deck before I submitted it, so it's untuned because apparently nobody's in League these days.
I'm in League.
Yeah, not when I need you to be.
This deck.
I'm playing League Red and losing to Mardu.
Okay, fair.
Why doesn't this deck play Soul Reader as a 1-mana Kaelin Whirlwind?
Why does it not play what?
Soul Reader for 1-mana Kaelin Whirlwind.
Because I was not thinking about Soul Reader when I was building this deck.
Is there anything that blinks outside of Kaelin?
There's
or like Kaelin blinks.
There's Unbound Expanse.
Yeah, I guess.
Does that count?
Witch's Invocation is really cool. Yeah, that counts definitely.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna call this
Witch's Invocation is cool. Beyond the Veil, you're doing Beyond the Veil.
Yes, I'm doing Beyond the Veil shenanigans. Deal with it.
Yeah.
So the idea behind this deck is that you get Witch's Invocation down, and then you get Kaelin down, and then you try to discard lock your opponent because then you get to draw step your discard things that you can bounce.
Yeah, that's cool. I like this deck. Kaelin's cool.
4 chili peppers.
Thank you very much.
I'll give this 5.
So also
You're
I think it's a cool deck, but
we can't really get it below a 5.
More tuned.
Yeah, the sideboard's a bit untuned because I literally did not get any time to test this, but I got the Moonrise is probably a good thing to be running because a good Grave Hate option for Kaelin decks.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, another cool interaction you can do with Unbound Expanse plus Planeswalkers is that you can blink them in response to them getting attacked, or you can Helmy Feather is really nice to blink.
I think that a small package of just Beyond the Veil and Soul Reader would do a lot to make this deck better.
I mean, the problem with Soul Reader is that it does cost a lot of investment to get that thing on board, and you can't
Yeah, but it doesn't really cost anything if you want it to be the same as Kaelin Whirlwind.
You're playing Kaelin to bounce stuff, right?
Yeah.
So just don't level up the Soul Reader.
Soul Reader triggers at an inopportune time.
True.
Yeah.
Because with Kaelin you can get 2 bounces every turn cycle.
That doesn't matter.
Kaelin gets you 2 bounces every turn cycle, and you can choose you can put off what to bounce until you need to bounce it. And with Witch's Invocation, you can literally just replace stuff.
Kaelin is way better.
Yeah,
I think we all agree on that. But
I still think that if you're running Kaelin,
you need more consistency. I think you probably want more consistency.
Yeah, actually, yeah, fair. I could probably cut some of my counter spells for that thing because they're all fighting for my 1-drop slot. But yeah, could be things that I try to tune when I try to tune the deck later on. Hopefully people will be in League by then so that I can actually tune the deck instead of just theoretically tuning it in my head.
I will be in League at some point. I'll be in League tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Maybe later tonight.
Right, so we've got 10 minutes left.
Okay, yeah, let's do
10 minutes left or something, just for full explaining how Gamma's 100 works.
Toasty says that they're a big fan of Sail-san to find the stuff, and yeah, I agree. Oh yeah, I guess one change that I did make theoretically is to switch one of the Death Pit trophies with the Down with the Ship, because So you can use Settle Sun to fetch down with the ship, which then you can sack to get back one of your Kalins in the graveyard. So basically, it lets you like chain Settle into a Kalin.
That's
Yeah.
That's cool. And also, Settle Sun fetches Long Forgotten.
Yeah, that's also one of the other things that, like, if you have nothing better to do with Settle, fetch that so you can start value grinding.
Yeah, I changed this to 5.
There could probably be like more random Settle targets to be running, but again, like I didn't get the time to tune it, so I'm not exact. So I just slapped in the most general targets I remember, and hopefully it works out. Yeah, that should be all the decks. You gave me a 6.5. Do you really? Okay, I guess it's untested. Yeah, 6.
So Ricky, you gave 5 chili peppers to everything.
Yeah, it seems like I'm just in an unusually happy mood today.
Yeah.
Because like we actually got people in the Decklist stream we actually like got people to do Decklist stream because wait, was it? Did we do a Decklist stream last month? I remember there was either last month or the month before it where nobody joined, so we didn't do a Decklist stream. Well, whatever.
Mardu Expanse is 0 chili peppers, so I guess you just really hate it.
Oops.
I would have joined that Decklist stream. It was just I was traveling, and that was like 4 a.m. for me.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I was asleep.
Because that was like right before I was recording stuff, actually doing like commentary, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it.
Well, anyways, so that is all the decks.
Yeah, just to quickly go over my ranking. I think like if I rank something as 8, I think this is like probably in the contention for likely decks to receive a nerf this round.
Yeah, I think
7.
What Remains of Zero and Blue Eye Tempo.
Yeah, if I did 7.5, I think this is just a really solid deck. Good chance of spiking the GP. That's like best of the best. 7 here is. This is very solid. This is just the type of deck which is basically MSEM standard. 6.5. I think the deck definitely has potential, but might be a little less tested, or might just have some shaky fundamentals or room for improvement. And I've done 6 here to main, basically. I think the deck is good and has a chance, but I just think there are likely some fundamental issues with it.
I think we basically made a 1 to 5 scale, but called it something else.
Yeah, because nobody's ever bringing a deck that's below a 5.
Yeah.
Well, actually, something that did surprise me is that nobody brought the hard attack, the orchard attack deck that I deck listed with. I was sure I was sure at least one person would net deck that deck because it looked really powerful.
I might have net decked it. It's just I was already on What Remains of Zero, so
yeah. And well, hopefully.
I just had 2 very strong deck contentions for me.
Honestly, I would have brought that deck too if like I could play a deck without getting called out for slow play, because it's actually just a really powerful deck. But it turns out sometimes with such a small format, a lot of strong decks just don't get played, and then some random person, random newcomer comes along and picks up the deck and then plays it, and then now suddenly everyone realizes that it's super broken and then it gets nerfed. That's usually what happens.
I will mention that I think that in general this is just a pretty stacked GP in general.
Yeah.
In terms of chili peppers.
This was
lots of very interesting stuff
I gave
on.
9 chili peppers. That's got to be a record or something.
I think this stream was just an outlier. Don't count in a data set. It's not going to make sense.
Yeah, everyone was just happy today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, so yeah, thanks for coming, guys, and we'll just end the stream now, unless you guys want to say anything else. Nope. Okay, sure. We'll end the stream in 3, 2, 1.
Bye.